In this video, I'm going to be building the best possible team right now in NBA 2K23. My team with unlimited amounts of MT and every single card in the game. Just showing you guys what is the best possible team right now. Because as you guys know, yesterday in the out of position 2 drop, we got some of the best cards in the game released in one single pack drop. And the new best team has completely changed since the last time I did one of these videos. But at the starting point guard position, I'm going to go with the new best point guard in my team. In my eyes is the hero Nikola Jokic. And you guys can also let me know what you guys would change about my team, and maybe let me know your guys' best team in the game currently. Let me know what do you guys think is the best starting 5 in the game, and then what do you guys think is overall the best 10-man rotation in the game with every single card available to your choosing. But yeah, like I mentioned, Jokic I do think is the best point guard. He's 6'11" with a 7'3" wingspan. They souped out this Jokic card way too much in my eyes. Like, there's no way this Jokic card should be as good as he is. He's got 40 Hall of Fame badges. Stats are all above a 90, most are above a 92. You look at his animations, he's got the Eric Paschall base, which is honestly not that bad if you guys have used either of the Jokic cards, either the playoffs or the season 4 All-Star one. He's got a great jump shot, and even if you use Bill Russell, you'll know his base is very solid. And then they decided to give him the Oscar Robertson upper, which is easily the best upper in the game on very quick timing. So he's got such a good jump shot. He's got very elite dribble sigs for a Jokic card who's 6'11". Like, he's got the wall escape, he's got the Curry size up, Dame behind the back. They even gave him some of the best dunk packages with the quick drops off one and the front clutches. I mean, this Jokic card overall, I do think is the best point guard in my team right now. Now for the shooting guard position, I know you can build like that super cheesy team where you go like KG at the 2, Big Z at the 3, Taco at the 4, and then Yao Ming at the 5. That's probably like the best lineup for clutch time if you're really trying to cheese. But I do think the best actual team in the game is having Terry Dischinger at the shooting guard position. You still want to have a main ball handler and a guy that can score at a very high level, and that is exactly what Terry Dischinger can do. And I think for the shooting guard position, it's really between Terry Dischinger and Tracy McGrady. If you want to start T-Mac over Terry, honestly, go ahead. Like, T-Mac is just as good as Terry. I just think for me personally, I like Dischinger a little bit more. He's 6'7" at the 2 with a 6'11" wingspan. All around, I mean, the card's got great stats and badges. He's got such a good jump shot with the KPJ base and the Carmelo Anthony upper on quick timing, one of the fastest releases in my team. And then he does have this Steph Curry escape and the Francis size up. So all around, got great dribble sigs, great jump shot. I just think he probably still is the best shooting guard in the game. The new best small forward in my opinion is actually this Dark Matter KG. I think he's such an absolute beast at small forward. I know a lot of people are talking about Big Z, and he'll definitely be on this squad off the bench, but I think KG is kind of going under the radar, maybe not price wise, but I feel like a lot of people aren't mentioning KG and how dominant and how good of a card he really is at the small forward position. He's 6'11" with a 7'2" wingspan, and the way that I look at him is just a better Bill Russell. He's got a way better jump shot than Bill. He's also got way better dribble sigs. He's just a better Bill Russell. I mean, great defense, right? Solid tendencies. He's almost got every single Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game, perfect defensive stats. I mean, the card's just an absolute monster at small forward, and he's going to be a great lockdown next to Terry Dischinger and Nikola Jokic, who can definitely score the ball at a very high level. And then you got guys like Kevin Garnett to play defense. And then for the power forward position, like I said, you can go Taco, Yao Ming in the front court if you wanted to, but I think it's actually smart if you're playing unlimited to have Taco fall off the bench just to save in case your opponent has Yao or Taco off the bench as well. Because if you go for a lineup like this, for example, right, you go Taco at the 4 and you go Yao Ming at the 5. I get it, that is the best starting 5 in the game, at least in my eyes. But now, if you have your bench with like 2 other big men that we'll talk about, if you match up against Taco or Yao Ming off the bench, it's going to be a lot harder to stop those guys because you want to have at least one of the Taco Falls or the Yao Mings on a line at each time. So in my opinion, I think Taco Fall should be coming off the bench. I think he's still the best power forward in the game, and I think if you're looking to build the best starting 5, then yes, you can start him next to Yao Ming. But in my eyes, I think it's really between Kristaps and maybe Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, Dwight solid, D-Rob, you know, those cards are still really good. Hakeem Olajuwon, but I do think Kristaps, out of the available choices, is probably the best power forward alongside Yao Ming. I mean, having a 7'3" power forward next to a 7'6" center is going to be super dominant. You're still going to have tons of height. Yes, maybe not Taco level, but it's not like you're having a short power forward in Kristaps. He's still 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. I mean, the card's a very solid defender, but we all know why Kristaps is on the court. He's got such a good jump shot, really good offensive card, 95 3 ball, 93 mid-range, tons of Hall of Fame shooting badges, a very good release on very quick timing. Doesn't have any good dribble sigs, but doesn't really matter for Kristaps. He's just going to be a really good big alongside the Galusobo Yao, who we all know, and we all know why Yao Ming is so dominant. He's 7'6" with a 7'9" wingspan, capable jump shot, decent speed, great defender. I mean, it's Yao Ming. If you guys don't know by now, you definitely have not been playing Myteam since January the 20th. He's been the best card in the game since he dropped, and still probably is the best card in Myteam. So yeah, that's going to be the best starting 5, at least in my eyes, for Unlimited. You want to have Terry Dishinger to run your offense, be your main ball handler, and then guys like Jokic, even KG, Kristaps, Yao can still score the ball as well. But yes, I know you could go with that. You could definitely go with that cheesy lineup and do something along the lines of this. If I could actually spell his name right, Agauskas, and then you have Taco Fall starting. Like, this is the cheesiest, you know, basically the tallest lineup in the game, basically. I know you can build a lineup like this if you wanted to and then have people off the bench, but in my eyes, I do think it's smarter to actually do something more like this. Have Taco Fall at the backup 4, Big Z at the backup 3, and then have KG at the 3, and then Terry Dishinger starting at that shooting guard position. Now, talking about the backup point guard, I really do think it's between 2 different names. I think it's between the Hero MJ or the Ron Artest. I still think MJ is slightly better than Ron Artest, but I'll definitely put Ron Artest here in those last 3 spots. I think both those guys are great point guards on the defensive end and are very, very similar. Like, I think Ron Artest is basically just a better Jimmy Butler, elite defensive stats, amazing Hall of Fame defensive badges as well, really good jump shot, great dribble sigs. I mean, the card's basically a perfect point guard. I just think Jordan is slightly better because of his animations in game. He gets some really good dunk annies, and I also think his jump shot is slightly better. He's got the tray escape. He's also got maybe a little bit better size up. It really depends if you like the D Mitch or the Kyle Lowry size up more. But yeah, all around, I think MJ is the second best point guard in the game and going to be our backup point guard off the bench. Now, for the backup 2, like I mentioned, it's really between T-Mac and Terry Dishinger. I still think they are the 2 best shooting guards in the game, even though I know you can run like KG at the 2, you can run Big Z at the 2, but I think if we're building the actual best team in the game, I think Terry's at the starting 2 and T-Mac is off the bench. I mean, if you guys have been playing my team since these cards drop, you'll know why T-Mac is just such a beast. He's 6'8" at the 2 with a 7'2" wingspan. All around, super glitchy card. I mean, he's basically a perfect shooting guard. Great jump shot with the KPJ base and the Oscar Robertson upper. Like, this is probably the best jump shot in the game on quick timing. So the only upgrade you can do to a T-Max release is put that on very quick timing. He's got very solid dribble sigs. I do wish he had a better size up and maybe a better escape. Like, if he had the Trey escape and the Steve Francis size up, I think that would be a little bit better for the card, but he's basically the perfect shooting guard. And then for a backup 3, I mean, the fact that this guy can play the shooting guard position and small forward is ridiculous, and that's going to be the Opal Big Z, being 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan. I do think he's the second best small forward in the game. I like him a little bit more at the 3, kind of next to like a Taco Fall and a T-Mac and a Jordan, because you're going to have T-Mac and Jordan to be able to run your offense. And trust me, you're not going to be worried about size because you got Big Z and you also got Taco Fall at the 3 and the 4. So I feel like these, 4 players really combo well next to each other, because you got those, like I said, smaller guards in a sense in Jordan and T-Mac, but then you make up for that height with a 7'3" small forward and a 7'6" power forward. And then it's not like our backup center is small either. It's going to be the Dark Matter Dikembe Mutombo. I think there's a lot of different options for that backup 5, but in my eyes, I do think Dark Matter Dikembe is the second or third best center in the game. I think him, Kristaps, and Yao Ming are the top 3 centers. I mean, this card's a great defender. He's 7'2" with a 7'6" wingspan, and I think he's going to bring that athleticism and just speed, kind of to make up for a little bit slower of cards with Big Z and Taco being on the court at the same time. You might be a little bit of a disadvantage when it does come to speed and athleticism, and I think that's where Dikembe definitely makes up for that lack of speed, having he's really quick, great player model, great at blocking shots, and I do think this is going to be the best hem-end rotation currently in my team. And then for the last 3 spots, like I did mention, I do think Ron Artest, he'll be in these last 3 spots. I also do want to throw AK because I know he's still a great small forward to be running, and then I also do want to throw Steve Smith as another backup shooting guard that could potentially play over a T-Mac or a Terry Dishinger. Really does come down to preference. I think for me, the power forwards and the centers are set. I think these are the top 4 bigs in the game: Kristaps, Yao, Taco, and Dikembe. I think the small forwards are set besides AK, like KG and Big Z. I think, are the 2 best small forwards. Terry, T-Mac, Steve Smith are kind of the 3 best shooting guards. And then the top 3 point guards is Jokic, Jordan, and Ron Artest as well. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about my best possible team in the game currently? And let me know, like I said earlier, your guys' best possible team that you can build right now in my team. But hopefully you guys did enjoy, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.